All right, let's get to it. Lions, the question of the day. David with a master stroke of production getting Wojo to record it. Is it indeed? I'm panicked. You're losing to the Cowboys, and frankly, I wouldn't put your money on beating the Broncos the way you're playing. Tell me what you do well right now.
Wow. So you're saying at best 2-2?
No, Rico, that my whole point to you is, and hold on. In what world does a team that hasn't played well since the bye week, do you get to just sweep the board of a divisional opponent?
You don't.
What are they doing well? Penalties. The quarterback's falling apart. The defense is terrible. And the head coach, guy may as well he's hopped up on G Fuel. I mean, some of the decision-making, I don't want to hear about game theory. I don't want to hear about win probability. Win probability tells you when the Bears, who are an offense in need of Cialis, you cannot down 12 with 12 to go for it inside your own 30 unless it's a tush push. Can't do it.
Here's the thing. You've seen this before. You thought it was over. You thought you would never see it again. They look like the 1-6 team from last year.
Right, outside of the first couple of possessions against New Orleans. Look at the rest of that game. Yeah. Thank God Derek Carr got hurt, or what are we talking about today? Yeah. We're talking about a team that's damn near in free fall. Mm-hmm. Now, I understand. You go, well, look, over 5 games, they're 3-2. It's more than that. It's how they're playing. You stole the Chicago game. You got lucky against New Orleans. You are not playing a level of football of a team that 5 weeks ago we're talking about as a 1 seed, a team that, hey, could they go to the Super Bowl? Guys, right here, right now, who are you beating in a playoff game? That is all any of this is about, winning a playoff game. So I understand. We haven't lost 6 in a row, right? We're not Carolina. But you're supposed to be playing better, getting better. Mm-hmm. You're getting worse. And I will defend Goff when he plays well, and I'll tell you when I'm concerned. I am very concerned. He looks terrible. Okay, good?
Good.
Let's go. Mike, 97.1. Mikey, what's going on, buddy? Or confusion in Lionstown. We go to Don, 97.1. What's up, Donnie?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, Don.
Hey.
What's up?
Good. It's actually John with a J, but that's all good.
Well, you know what? They forgot Kenny's fries. He can't get names right. He's disoriented. John, welcome to the show. How are you?
I am not good, Mike. So here's the thing. To answer your question, what is it that the Lions do well? And it's not necessarily well. We go for it on 4th downs. But the reason why we go for it on 4th downs because unlike other good teams, we don't get first downs on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down. Even though in this town people think Jared Goff and Ben Johnson are the greatest offense of ever, I've been arguing and telling people, like, that's not good offense. Why can't you get a first down and 3 downs like normal teams? But I digress on that point. I just want to call today to talk about a couple things, and then we try to be fast. The defense. Everybody's going to call, and everybody in the YouTube streets are talking about the defense, and Aaron Glenn needs to be fired, all this crazy stuff. Like, we got 3 sacks yesterday. And I keep trying to stress to people that this is an offensive league. Just like you just said, that our offense is what it's going to take for us to win. Like, the Eagles yesterday allowed 33 points. They're a better defense to us. They allowed 42 points last week to Dallas. The Seahawks allowed 28. 49ers, they allowed to the 49ers, they allowed 41 to the Cowboys. The Browns just allowed 36 to the Rams, 27 to the teams are going to score. The Ravens allowed 31 to the Rams yesterday. Teams are going to score, and when you're giving them essentially 2 touchdowns like we did to Chicago yesterday, you can't blame the defense for this. Now, the 4 for 13, I have no idea why he was in press coverage when it was 4 for 13. He should have been far back anyway as far as Jerry Jacobs. But our team, we are suffering from a terrible offense and Jared Goff being Jared Goff. I told y'all a long time ago, I said, do not extend this guy because he is not a good quarterback. He's a beneficiary of the Lions being sometimes a good offensive
He's got
line,
5 games.
just like Jamal Williams was.
Don, he's got 5 games. If he wins this division and wins a playoff game, you're going to pay him. And if he doesn't, I'm going to be riding with Team Don. And I'll just tell you, you play out the string or we have to see what the offseason brings. It's as simple as that. I can't pay you if you don't put banners up in the stadium.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'm with you that it's an offensive problem because you know what? We know they don't have the horses on defense. That's the whole point here, guys. I'm not letting Aaron Glenn off the hook, but I can't turn chicken bleep into chicken salad. They don't have the horses. Rico's giving you an injury update over here about James Houston, about C.J. Gardner-Johnson. You know, we lost Mosley for the season. We talk about they don't have the horses. Why do you think this exists? Because I so desperately wanted to bring someone in. This is an offensive team that has sunk high draft capital into offensive assets.
And see, here's the other thing about the defense since you brought it up. I'm not a big fan of saying, oh, look how bad they are. They've been put in bad spots. You keep turning the ball over, and they have to defend the short field.
Yeah.
So when they're holding teams to just a field goal, that's a win. Because they just got off the field, they just took their helmets off, and oh, wait, we just threw a pick. We just fumbled the snap. Okay, guys, let's go back out here and try to put out this fire. So the offense is not helping them. They gave up one long drive yesterday. They did what they were supposed to do. So I'm not really big on people saying, oh, this defense and Aaron Glenn. Man, I think that they're doing a decent job. They don't have the horses. But this is about as good as you're going to get out of this defense.
Now, look, Saturday, the recipe's easy. You make Denver go 80 yards every time, they're not going to beat you. They won't get to 20 points. But you continue this nonsense. Rico, after you have a bad week, I just, hey, the Ravens
Everybody's
game.
have a bad game.
The Ravens game, I told you. I wasn't upset. I told you I thought they'd lose the game. They had a terrible day at the office. You burn the tape, you move on. Guys, this is 4, 5, 6 weeks. Now, come on. I can't just sit here and tell you everything's fine. It's not. And it does begin with the quarterback. Let's go to Phil, 97.1. Phil, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, guys. How you doing today?
Hey, Phil. Yeah, buddy.
Listen to me. 7 minutes into that game, I turned to my old lady, and I told her, this game is done. It's over with. I went in the basement and cleaned the basement.
Oh.
There wasn't God could have been at that game, and they still would have lost it. Goff has got nothing but an inflated ego right now. He thinks that these games are going to be given to him, and that isn't going to happen here.
I don't think that's.
They should have put Bridgewater in there. The game was gone, Mike, and any good sports guy would have seen that. Put Bridgewater in there, give him some time. He couldn't have done any worse.
All right. Well, I guess listen. I'll be straight up with you then. That I'm not a good sports guy because I think that's a ridiculous opinion. You cannot bench Jared Goff in favor of Teddy Bridgewater. Now, if Jared Goff gets broken in half, all right, we'll have a conversation. Come on. I mean, I can't. How do you want me to take that serious?
I don't know, Mike, but Goff, I don't know, Mike. I don't know. 67 years on this earth.
I understand. Waiting
for my Lions team to do something, and what happens? I don't know, Mike. I don't know.
Oh boy. Listen, breathe. And here's the deal.
Yeah,
you have every right. You have every right to be upset. I share your anger, your concern. I don't share 67 years of frustration. But Phil, you're talking about playing a backup quarterback for a guy who is your franchise quarterback. Come on now. We got to rein it in. And you're saying, well, he thinks the games are going to be given to him. That's irrational. I mean, the turnovers are bad. Look, 3 of his last 4 games have been absolutely 100% just inexcusable awful. Awful. Can't do it. This guy's struggling to break 200 yards passing. Well, huh? What is it, 10 turnovers the last 4 games, David? Does that sound about right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
And I don't think it's asking for too much for you to just go out there and lead this team to a win and just put this team on your back and say, guys, just follow me. We'll somehow win this thing.
You know my biggest point of concern? The minute something's not wide open, he's hanging on to this ball. His eyes are coming down, and he's taking sacks. I mean, the O-line can be a lot better, Taylor Decker specifically, but he's creating problems. Here's the other thing. He's missing guys that are open.
You're right.
He's playing his worst football at the worst time. So, yeah, is it
so funny.
It's kind of how I feel right now. Rico, tell them about it.